I'm Eilish Wilkes, I'm 21 years old and I'm a very generous, giving person who devotes her life to helping other people.
You look like two.
Why do you have a dog with you? So the dog sitting at my feet here is my Loie, my guide dog. I've had her for about 2 years now, and in that time she's completely changed my life and given me more independence and freedom than I ever dreamed would be possible. I've been severely visually impaired since I was 2 years old when I was diagnosed with an irremovable cancerous brain tumour. I basically needed her for my mobility and to actually have a kind of independence away from my parents. You don't seem blind. It's a funny one. And I certainly get that a lot. In fact, more often than not, people think I'm training Loie. Even when I was little, my specialists always said that I was one of the highest functioning young children with visual impairment that they'd ever come across. There's a common misconception of what a blind person or a visually impaired person looks like. I think a lot of people think that your eyes will look funny and that, yeah, maybe you wear dark glasses all the time or that there should be some visual sign of, well, you being visually impaired. How do strangers usually react to your dog Loie in public? I get mixed reactions of how people react to her. Kids usually absolutely adore her and just want to pat her and cuddle her. There's people from, you know, different parts of the world where they don't necessarily have working dogs, and so some adults are quite afraid of her or think, you know, what is this dog for? So how does your brain tumour actually affect your daily life? It affects my daily life on a number of levels. Because the tumour is actually still there, all the issues that sort of go with it and coincide with it are still very much a part of my life as well, like my visual impairment. The radiation I had when I was 5.5, which is what actually stopped the tumour from progressing any further, is causing a lot of issues now later down the line, which they didn't know about at the time. About 2 years ago now, I was diagnosed with SMART syndrome, which stands for stroke-like migraines after radiotherapy, and they're the most severe type of pain I think I've ever experienced. Where do you go for information on what kind of support you can get to make your life easier? So yeah, I think it's hugely important having someone to advocate for you if you are ever unable to. Just knowing that that person will always go into battle for you no matter how difficult the situation can get, and whether that's your mum or your dad or your partner or your friend, I think it's just really important to know that someone is in your corner and you can go to that person and say, I need help. What are you good at? I'm good at helping people. I think it's something I've had so much experience doing throughout my entire life, really. And my parents have always done a lot for other people, and that inspired me to do the same. And from a young age, I started volunteering for the Child Cancer Foundation, and it basically just stemmed from there. And I absolutely love it. It just gives me such a thrill and makes me so happy. Loie, stop snoring. What's the worst thing about your condition? Am I going to get cancer again? Is it going to flare up again? Is my sight going to deteriorate? I mean, when I was really little and I was put under the palliative care team, point of no return, you know, you're not going to come back from this. You are going to die. We were planning my funeral. I was picking out my coffin and all of that kind of stuff, and I wasn't worried about it. You know, I wasn't worried about it at all. And I survived, and I came out of the palliative team, absolutely unheard of. And then when I was 9, I went back into the palliative team. And then it's just, I have survived all expectations, beyond all expectations. And so they basically look at me now and they say, we don't know what's going to happen. I want to live my life, not sit in a shoebox and wait to die. I want to go skydiving. I'm going to go skydiving. I'm going to live my life to its fullest potential and suck every bit of happiness and joy out of it that I can. Loie up. Walk on. This way. Good girl. Walk on.
Thank you so much.
No worries.